Hey, this is Doug from DOUGandNIKI, and I'm here in the Technology Center where today I have a cool Zhiyun Crane M3 to unbox for you, test out, and do a video review so you know what to expect if you're looking into this. So let's talk about a couple of the basics and then we'll unbox it and I'll show you some test footage that Nikki and I are going to take. So this Crane M3 gimbal is really designed for this new space which is exploding with small mirrorless cameras, not full DSLRs, and while you could use it with your cell phone or you could use it with a GoPro, which we will also test out, it's really designed for those small mirrorless cameras. So in our case, we're going to go with our Canon M50. Seems perfect for this in terms of testing it out there. So let's unbox it, talk about what it comes with, some of its features, attributes, that kind of stuff, and then we'll test it out, and then I'll give you a Doug score from 1 to 5, let you know what I thought of it. All right, here we go. Let's see what's inside here. Ooh, it's packaged well, I'll tell you that much. Okay, this is cool. Okay, this case is super cool. I have not seen a case like this. This is so smart. So they've taken like a rubberized styrofoam and formed it into a case. Look, there we go. There's the magic inside. How cool is that? Let's see what we have in here. So it's cheating just to go to the gimbal itself first. So let's try a couple of little side things, keep you waiting for a moment. Comes with its own cool little tripod, removable. Let's see what we have here. I believe this will be a USB. So while we're talking about USB, it is compliant with the PD fast charging for a USB-C. It is my understanding the battery is good for about 8 hours, which is like a full day of running and gunning. I can't imagine your arm's not going to fall off at that point. These are a bunch of adapter wires. This is the USB for charging, and these are magnetic light filters because it actually has its own selfie light built into it, and these are magnetic. If I could get into them so you could see what these look like. So yeah, so these are all magnetic, so you could change the color of the light. You know, you could go with yellow, make it a little warmer, blue, make it cooler, and they're magnetic. You can actually technically stack them, but obviously you're gonna lose a lot of light when you do it that way. This is the mounting plate for the camera itself. Okay, so how cool is this? I have to say, these things are getting really sleek, very cool. So a couple things that you have on here, just basics. You know, you have a joystick to control it, memory buttons. It actually has a touch screen, which from what I understand is very sensitive and easy to work with. Your USB-C connection to charge it. You zoom in, zoom out, and then another, this is adjustment wheels right at your finger, which is so cool. Yeah, this thing is wicked. So there's only one thing for me to do. I'm gonna have to charge it up, set it up. Anytime you use, it's one of the things that is a little bit of a pain in the neck about a gimbal, but it's so worth it for the quality of image you get out of it, is you do have to kind of tune it and adjust it for your specific camera and lens. If you change lenses, it's going to change the center of balance and you're going to have to recenter it. They do have markings on them. So if you want and you're regularly changing your lenses, you just simply make notes of what the settings are and then you can change it and just switch to those settings quickly. Why don't we do this? I'll charge it. I'll show you as I balance it for our camera and then we'll take it outside and test it. Okay, so I've charged it up a little bit and it's time for its first big test, which is to see if we can balance this with, yes, we do have an M50, which is a mirrorless camera. It's certainly within the weight range of this, but unfortunately, or fortunately, Nikki and I still use our conventional old glass, which is much heavier and obviously not balanced compared to like the small little lenses that are available for mirrorless cameras. So let's see if this works. There's only one thing left to do. We're gonna have to take it outside and use it a little bit. Let's go shoot some video and see what it looks like. Pretty smooth, right? It's pretty cool. I gotta say I like that. Let's try some B-roll. All right, running up the driveway. I think that looks pretty good. I'm walking down to the pond. I thought walking through the backyard where it's all bumpy and stuff would be a good test of this. It's a little silly. Look, I'm recording the audio on my GoPro because the audio pickup on this particular camera, because as I told you, it's a little tight for the setup here. I can't get to the audio pickup to have the camera balanced, so I gotta use it here. I tried using the USB to connect the camera to the gimbal, and that didn't work because, I don't know, didn't like it. Just killed the camera. Nothing in the camera worked. Ooh, a cool little turtle just left. Okay, so I thought this would be a cool test of the gimbal. See how it worked. Let's try a little panning. How's that? A little panning, a little up, down. Anyway, we'll go see what this looks like on the computer and do a review. Hey, so here's some closing thoughts on this Crane M3 gimbal. First, let's start with, can it get it up? Let's see. Oh, it can get it up. How cool is that? And also, let's talk about this. How sexy does this thing look with the white camera? Is that thing badass or what? I think that's super cool looking, if for nothing else. So let's just start out by saying this is absolutely a 5 out of 5 for the appropriate camera, right? If you were gonna use a GoPro, a cell phone, a newer, smaller, lightweight mirrorless camera, this would be awesome. This one, it is functioning, right? It is working. You saw the video. I have to say, it does have some, like if I get to here, you can see it has some impingements. Same thing that way. And then sometimes, look, I've lost it, right? Because the lens is too heavy. It can't correct itself. So I'm not so sure how long it would survive. You know, a little touch, get it back to correct, and it's good, but you can't, it's just too heavy. You can't balance it right with the geometry. That's a little bit my fault because we're still using these heavy lenses on this mirrorless camera. So I'm not gonna ding it for that. I'm just gonna say, you gotta make sure you have the right camera for this to use this. If you do, this thing is awesome. The functions are great. All of the functions work, which I've had a number of Zhiyun items before, and there were always some which were a little iffy, some which weren't. These were all good, all the functions. It's got the touch screen there, which is great. And I love the new joystick. Let's see if we could get it to work, the new joystick. There it goes. How cool is that? That is awesome. Let's see. Give a bow, give a bow. Yes, yes, there we go. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything. The more the functions, the better camera you have, the more of the functions are gonna work. If you just throw a basic GoPro on there, like a lot of the touch functions on here aren't gonna work, but this is gonna work, which is the important thing, right? You want that stabilized video. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.